all in this together. Make this world better.
Yeah, and that's the perfect place to go.
Yeah. So, well, is there anything else you want to share? Because for now, I think you answered most of my questions, but please feel free to share anything else you would like to share with our viewers.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, let's see. Something I'll just kind of leave it off on is this whole idea that, what I want to put out there is that we need to really start getting more connected to our heart in matters of diet, because diet is like the hot button.
Yes.
The diet that is like the thing everybody's talking about right now. What kind of diet are you on? You on the rock?
I agree.
What diet? The protein, carb, no carb, low carb, whatever type of diet. And we need to get out of the diet mentality and get into the live it lifestyle.
Yes.
Which is the title of my book. And the idea is that, when you're on a diet, it's a mental approach. So it's all about the mind. It's all about calculations, restrictions. I can do this, I can't do that. It's about going back and forth and ultimately battling ourselves. So when we're on more of a limit, we go with our heart, which is guiding us towards raw plant food anyways, and then you become more intuitive about your approach. So it's like, if I feel like having an avocado, it's like, hey, I'm going to have an avocado. If I don't feel like having an avocado, I don't need to have that. I don't need to have it to fill in some kind of like nutritional quota. There's no battle involved. I go with my heart, and everything else gets taken care of from there.
Yeah, people are so out of the tune with themselves, and they tend to follow it's like dogma, or they need to be told, the rules, this, but we should really learn how to think for ourselves and get in tune with ourselves through raw foods.
Yeah, absolutely. Another idea I'll put out there too is that diet, the whole philosophy on diet and how we choose to feed ourselves has a lot to do with how we're showing up in the world. For example, like you just said, we need to get out of rules. We grew up in a world that rules and restrictions and limits were imposed upon us. Basically, people telling us that we can't do this or we can't do that.
Yes.
So the whole diet idea is that we need somebody else to tell us what is okay for us to do.
Exactly.
But all the time I spend like helping other people, try to lead a more like natural approach and try to help them get better with their diet. I notice that if I tell them something that they don't want to hear, or I try to give them like, okay, drink wheatgrass juice, and generally they're like, ew, I'm not going to do that. So what is it? Do I tell that person you have to do this, or do I allow them to kind of go through the process and find out for themselves what works best for them?
Yes.
And we, just generally in our life, we need to get out of creating all these barriers and rules for ourselves and start opening up our heart to the possibility that there may be more out there than what we perceive there to be.
Yes, because fighting or telling others what to do or judging others will not help us to help others, as many people, and to spread this message. It's just gonna shy people away if we are will be too dogmatic or try to tell them what to do, because we want the whole world to learn about natural foods and raw foods. And I see that in raw community, there is this dogmatic approach, and I don't want to talk to you if you are like eating that or that, or you consume, let's say, raw milk and I don't, so we have no business together, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
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 it's kind of silly actually. The little like food fanaticism. Um,
yeah,
it doesn't like if somebody eats meat, for example, like my mom eats meat. So
uh-huh,
do I not talk to my mom anymore? I mean,
right.
or am I my mom? It's like no, I choose not to. But if you choose that for yourself, then that's okay. I'm sure there's more to a human being than just what they eat.
It is more. It is definitely much more.
Yeah.
And some people tend to do pretty well on like a high raw diet, not 100% raw diet. For example, me, I'm very sensitive. If I just do something cooked, I can see the results on me right away, but for other people it's fine, you know. So we are
Yeah.
all individuals and we need different things.
Right, and that's a really good point too. It can, it can be way too much natural stimulation on a completely raw food diet. And what cooked food actually does is it can allow you to have that little buffer. So if it becomes too much stimulation, that you can put in a little bit of cooked food, whatever you like, and that can bring down the high
Hmm.
to a place where you're more comfortable.
Right. Well, I don't recommend, I would not do it for myself, but for some, like I said, for some people it can be really helpful.
Right.
And you know, it just teaches how individuals we are and that we need different things.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, so then I guess we will leave our listeners with this idea that, you know, don't be too dogmatic, and don't feel like ashamed if you can't do it 100% or right way, because there is no right way. There is only fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds and superfoods, and you can do it just whatever way you like. Just do it, you know, and tune in with yourself.
Yeah, find out what works best for you. Read, study. There's so many books and so many videos on YouTube. There's so much stuff out there. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Just take it one day at a time and enjoy the process.
Yes, and you know, just enjoy the process. Exactly, you know, enjoy the process, because there is no other more enjoyable diet, and not diet, just living a lifestyle, than this lifestyle.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah. And well, I can't wait to read your book, Dropping Diets Forever and Live It Lifestyle. That's gonna be great. We need this kind of book in Roughwood community, and we need to unite more.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate you having me on interview. I think it's going to be really helpful for a lot of people out there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, because you are a living proof. You achieved a lot in your lifetime, and you have a lot to share. So thank you for sharing this with me and with everyone. And I wish you the best and hope to talk to you soon.
Right on. Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, bye. Well,
We all in this together. Make this world better.